Lesson number 40, line plots. So a line plot is a kind of graph, and the way it works is it uses x's to mark the value for something of each one. So let's look at this first one right here. So this is a line plot of recycling piles in feet. So all the numbers on the bottom are telling me the feet. So there's 2 feet, 2.5 feet, 3 feet, 3.5, 4 feet. And each X represent one value, all right, one pile. All right. So look at the question. It says, how many piles were at least 3 feet tall? At least 3 feet tall, meaning including 3. So how many were at least 3 feet tall? Well, 3 feet, 3.5 feet, and 4 are at least 3 feet tall. And all I have to do is count the X's to tell me how many piles there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 X's, meaning there's 10 piles that were at least 3 feet tall. Let's look at another question using the same line plot. It says the piles that are less than 3 feet tall will be stacked into one pile. Okay, so all the piles that are less than 3 feet tall will be stacked into one pile. What will be the height of that pile? All right, well, looking here, the piles that are less than 3 feet tall, not including less than, are these two piles right here, right? There's 2 feet and 2.5 feet. Now, we want to find out what will be the height of all of those. Well, let's start with 2 feet. How many piles are 2 feet tall? Well, 2. All right. So if 2 piles times 2 feet gives me 4 feet is how tall that first category is. Now let's look at 2.5. All right. Well, there's 4 piles in the 2.5 category. 2.5. So if I do 4 times 2.5, that gives me 10 feet. So if I added all of those piles together, the piles that are 2 feet and the piles are 2.5 feet, if I add them all together, I get 4 plus 10 feet or 14 feet. So here I have the same question, but this time it's asking the piles that are greater than 3 feet tall will be stacked into one pile. What will be the height of that pile? So now we're looking at all the piles that are greater than 3 feet, not including, it says greater than 3 feet. So that's this right here. And this category, 3.5 feet and 4 feet. So we do the same thing we did before. So how many piles are 3.5 feet? Well, there's 4. So I do 4 times, let's clear that right. Sorry about that. 4 times 3.5. Okay, I do 4 times 3.5, which gives me 14 feet. All right, so those 4 piles are a total of 14 feet. There's 3 piles that are 4 feet. All right, so that gives me 12 feet. And then I just add them together. So 14 feet plus 12 feet gives me 26 feet.